Hi sir, this is the last video in our activity number 3. In this video, I'm gonna assemble the parts that I made earlier. So let's start. Let's choose assembly. And then we will wait for the environment to load. So I guess it's already loaded. So let's start to place now the parts. So first, I'm gonna place the body first. So let's just click and click also another one because we will assemble these two parts. We will gonna join these parts. So let's use constraint to join these two. um the, the type is mate and the solution is mate. Let's select this face and select this face as well. So now it's now attached, but we can see that it's not properly attached yet. So let's apply and use another. Yes, let's use this flash. Let's select this plane and this plane as well. So as we can see, the plane is now the two planes are now coplanar. So there are no overlapping edges. And then apply. And to make sure, let's apply flash here as well. And now it's done. So let's put the other parts here in our assembly. Let's place the washers for the M8 bolt. Let's look for the washers here. Open. So in this assembly, there are 4 washers to be assembled. So we must click 4 times. So let's just zoom in so that we will be able to see clearly when we use the constraints. So here we will just leave it like that, mate, and then select this and this. So now it's attached. Let's apply that. And next we'll also do the same thing in this washer. And then apply. So let's just use this orbit to look if it's properly attached now. So as we can see, it's good. And now let's move to the other 2 washers. So let's just zoom in and like that. And let's do the same thing what we did earlier. Let's select this and select this hole. And after that, apply. And then lastly, this washer. And then apply. So now we are done putting the washers. So let's put the last washer for the M12 bolt. Let's look for it. So this is the washer for the M12 bolt. Let's just place it there. And then let's select the home view. And then let's try to move this closer and zoom in. And now let's use constraint. Basically, we were just gonna use mate again, just what we did in the earlier washers. Let's select this and this circle. And then apply. And then close. And then home view. So now, I'm gonna put the bolts in these holes. The M8 bolts here, and then the M12 bolt. So let's place the M8 bolts first. Um, this is the M8 bolt named as securing bolt. So we will need 2 bolts here. So we need to click 2 times to place 2 bolts in the assembly area. After that, let's look for a better view so that it will be easier for us to assemble. And let's move this closer to the hole, and let's zoom in. So I'm using a new mouse right now, so it will be easier to zoom in, zoom out, to drag, and I found out that it will be a lot easier if the middle button is used. And fortunately, I have a better mouse now. So in here, we will gonna use the insert. The type is insert and the solution is opposed. To insert these bolts into this hole, let's click this first, like that, and then select this. So now it is now inserted. Let's apply. And we will do the same thing in this bolt. Let's select it like that and select this and then apply. So we're done with that. Let's select home view and let's look if it's properly placed. Let's look around. So it's good. Now let's put the M12 bolt here in this hole. Let's place that. So here it is named bolt axle. Let's open that and place that in here. And let's select another view again. And let's move this closer to the hole. And then zoom in. So now we will just basically do the same thing what we did on the earlier two bolts. Let's select the insert and the solution is opposed and select this bolt and this circle and then apply. Let's close that and let's look. So as we can see, it is properly placed and inserted in the hole. Okay, and now it's done. So after that, we're gonna put the two bolts here, the two M8 bolts and an M12 bolt here. So let's place the M8 bolts. Let's look for the bolts. No, the nuts rather. We will gonna put the nuts here and here as well. So let's put the nuts closer to the bolts. So let's orbit this. So let's move these nuts first closer to the bolt and then let's select the home view and try to drag the nuts closer to the bolts. So now we are gonna insert these nuts into these bolts. Let's use constraint again. We'll just use mate. We need to use the orbit here to look for a good view. Let's move this first. No. Let's move this first. And now let's insert that into the bolts. So let's try to look for the circle. Let's try to rotate this first to show the edges and this as well. And now let's try to apply the constraint. So as we can see, it did not go as what we planned. So let's try again. So we need to properly choose the edges that we're gonna select so that we will be successful in putting the nuts. But for this, let's just try until we succeed. That's the mistake there. We must use the insert first. Okay, so it's now inserted. So I forgot to click insert first. That's why we encountered a problem there. But now you can see that uh, yes, there we fixed the problem. And let's try to look if it's placed properly. So as we can see here, it's placed properly. So next thing is to put the M12 nut here. So let's place the nut. um, so here, let's open that and place that in there. So let's zoom in. um, let's try to rotate this nut to reveal its edges so it's easier for us to constrain. Now let's use the insert, select this and this, and then apply and close the dialog box. So let's try to look around it. So as we can see, it is perfectly inserted in the bolt. Let's click OK and then home. So there are last two parts that are gonna be assembled in this, but to but before that, let's try to ground this first. The reason why we would ground these parts, in order for the parts to not be accidentally moved when we are trying to assemble another part. It is very, because it would be very hassle for us. It will also affect the entire process, because if something is moved out of place, then you have to place it again correctly, and we don't want that to happen because it will cost us more effort and waste time. So let's try to ground the other parts as well. And ground the remaining parts so that we are sure that it will not move out of place. It is just to make sure that when we try to edit something new or to assemble another part, it would be already unmovable, and therefore we will not encounter a problem. So the last parts that we're gonna assemble here are the shackle ring and the wheel. The shackle ring here and the wheel to be inserted this in this bolt axle. So let's place the wheel first. Let's look for the wheel. So the wheel is here, and let's open that. Let's put that in there. And let's just rotate this wheel first so that it will be easier for us. Um, just like that. Now let's select this view. No. Um, Now here, let's select joint. Let's look for the center point and the center point of here as well. And let's see what would happen. So now it is perfectly inserted in the bolt axle and with even spaces from this side to this side. So it is a very amazing tool, and don't forget to apply. And then close the dialog box. After that, let's put the shackle ring there. So let's place the shackle ring, and this is the last part to be put or to be assembled. So let's just put it there first, and let's just ground this wheel first as well. And let's try to move this part over here, and let's free rotate this one so that the orientation for this is um, easier for us to move. Let's just move that there as well, and let's try to use the free orbit in order to look for a very good view. So let's move this ring a bit. Okay, there. And let's try to reveal the edge of that part. And let's zoom in. And here we will use the joint. We'll select the joint and select this edge to be joined on this edge. And let's wait what would happen. And then let's apply. And close the dialog box. And then let's select the home view. In here, let's look around and let's try to look if everything are placed accordingly into their correct places. So now it's already done. Let's try to move this. So as we can see, it is rotated like that. We will not ground this because it is the purpose for this one to be just rotating like that, because in actuality this is used to to allow this part to be to rotate in going to that direction or this direction, and then a rope is to be put in there. So now we are already done in assembling. So thank you, sir, for watching this video and my other videos as well. And because we are now done, let's save this. This is final assembly. And then let's save. So thank you, sir, for watching my videos in this activity, and I hope that I will learn more, especially in the presentation because it really looks amazing in presentation. Thank you, sir, once again.